Do you want to share?
I should share?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good morning, Stacy.
Morning.
You see my screen, Joelle?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Let's slow it. We're live. We're live.
All right.
Table's beginning.
Looks like you're hard at work, Stacy.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh man, I gotta switch my focus. It's a
Yeah.
whole the brain, you know?
I hear you. It's all a good
Tom
thing.
called me 20 minutes ago and I was like, Tom, I have a hard stop in 10 minutes. So, you know, only one story.
Only one story. That's funny. You know, though I do like my daughter, you know, you often like when we're chatting about things through text messages, whatever, you often use voice recording.
Yeah.
And I notice I do that with my daughter and I get a better response from her.
That's good.
Yeah. So
Well, you left me the voice note yesterday and I was like, look at you, Jamie. All right.
yeah. I can be a little bit wordy, so bear with me on those.
But honestly, it's better to be wordy by voice than like text, because then you're just like spitfiring a million texts that don't make sense. That's why I do the voice, because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take you through a journey in my brain as I talk, you know.
And I noticed too, like my thumb joints are kind of getting sore. So
Oh,
like a
boy.
complainer. But you know, to avoid the unnecessary dexterity and using up my
Totally.
arthritic fingers, just gonna do that voice recording.
So I've actually been growing my nails out. I'm not going to show you because I have to repaint them, but and so also like my thumbnails are like so long and so they like clank, is that the word, you know?
Yeah.
But I love them, so I don't want to not do that, you know? But then it like creates so many typos and I look silly, but it's a trade-off in the world, you know?
There you go. Those joints.
My daughter was typing her report last night and she had a 45-minute report. She had a recap and she was just so scared about doing it. And then she remembered she had the option to dictate it. So she just dictated the whole report rather than typing it. I'm like, this is what kids do now, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's efficiency, right? Like
It is.
it's the same
So
content.
she dictated it and it just created the type for her then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I was wondering that too. I had the friend, so like let's just say I interviewed someone and I did a voice recording of the interview. Could I take that voice recording and like download that or put that into something that would then
Yeah. There's apps out there
Yeah.
that do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing too, right? Like how do you hold one accountable to not being, I don't want to say lazy, but yet still take advantage of all the resources out there? Because if you don't take advantage, you're gonna fall behind. And
I pushed her towards her strength. So typing's not her strength. Creativity is her strength. So
Yep.
right? Work
That's
the
good.
strengths and find the ways to make it a little bit easier for those things that are hard for them.
Yeah.
like that.
I don't even know. I'm like thinking about when I was younger, if some of these tools existed, would I be able to, feel stronger in my academic journey, you know, because I feel like I was always so last minute for things, because I was like, oh, I'll just whip this out of the bag because I have a hard time focusing like over long periods of time. But I don't know if there were different expectations on like the when and how you could do things, but there wasn't. It was like one way and that's it. And if you don't fit the molds, you're not going to do as well. You're going to look like you're less capable, you know? Okay, anyways.
Yeah.
Not a therapy session.
But we are just keeping it real, you know?
Yeah.
Now you're sitting in your beautiful creative space of being an entrepreneur, doing what you want to do. So however it worked out, you're flowing with it.
Totally. I'm like, no, I'm good, but it's in school, you know, it's different.
That's how my daughter was. She's like, I'll get the report done, Mom. It's due next week. It's fine. I have plenty of time. It's fine. Fine. I got this, Mom.
I'm like her.
Oh, I think
Hey,
about
look at me now. No.
Yeah. I think about it for those who are with us or whatever. I'm Jamie Johnson, but Joelle, who's behind the scenes, she's my sister working at Maple Ridge Farms. And our mom, remember, mom would type all of our reports for us. Why the heck did she do that?
For you?
We would have it written.
Oh,
we
good
would
at
have the-
typing.
and then
I'm a
she would do the
typewriter.
typing. So
Oh
on
my-
top of raising 5 kids, this poor lady was like typing.
Your secretary.
Yeah.
Yes.
6 in the
She was your
morning, she'd wake up.
typist.
Yeah.
Gosh,
She'd be our grammar, grammar check.
Yeah.
I owe
Oh,
her.
my parents were like, I think they used the like, this is your report, you do it your way. So they like didn't have to help, you know? They were like, we believe in you. And now I see like, oh, that was avoidance. Like, that was like, so you didn't do it.
Mom quickly got a computer after that, though. I had a computer in my room by my, I think, junior or senior year. So that
It was a
Nice.
typewriter. It was a typewriter.
no, it
Yeah.
was a computer. I had a computer in my room.
No, but
She's-
previous to that, mom was
Oh,
working
previous
off
to
a
that, yeah.
typewriter. Yeah.
Oh, well, it looks like we have 33 participants. That's pretty good. Or 30. That's nice. Hello,
We
everyone.
like it. It's 10:03. How do you feel about rocking and rolling, ladies?
Yeah, let's start.
Okay, awesome. All right, like I mentioned, I'm Jamie Johnson with Maple Ridge Farms, National Sales Executive. We have Joelle behind the scenes in marketing, Stacy Stahl with us, Sweeter Cards. Today, we're going to be showcasing and sharing a lot of different success stories that we have, not only through the holidays, though most of it will be stories that we have and orders that we're servicing through the holidays. We're going to touch on a few others as well. In addition to the stories, we're going to talk about what's new, which brings us the pleasure of having Stacy along with us today, and then just share some ideas of how to go to market like now, because there are 51 working days left until holidays, which let's just say Christmas. But all right, let's jump into a few things. So for those who are not familiar with Maple Ridge Farms, we've had the pleasure of being in the industry for the last 45 years. Our sales team out on the floor, it's amazing because the combined experience amongst all of us is greater than 200 years. So those days that I may not be at my A game, I can dabble in a vast knowledge of those who've been here asking for their input, which matters, right? Because we're here to be the creative folks that are the experts in food and create unique solutions using our tasty treats. So you certainly have the trust and the value when working with Maple Ridge Farms. We have a huge repeat order factor that you're looking at, 62%. So once you turn your clients on to the idea of foods, it's an easy win from year after year. We're going to do a poll. Joelle's going to launch it because I'm curious, right? I always kind of like to know what I'm working with in regards to the audience and who I'm speaking to. Okay, let's see. Do you sell food gifts, and what are the barriers? So specifically food gifts, I want to know if you write business with Maple Ridge Farms, which there's a yes or a no answer. And then if not, or I mean, even if so, there still can be barriers that you work through. What are the barriers that you come across when and with the idea of going to market with food gifts to your clients? So if you could take a moment just so whether we approach that today, it just helps us understand the demographic folks that we're working with and what I could or should elaborate on, Stacy and I, throughout this session. And I don't know, Joelle, does this like come immediately or should I continue on and you let me know the results as we go on? I can't hear your beautiful voice, my dear.
I'm going to share it right now. I
Okay,
just want to let
awesome.
everybody.
Okay, so 60% right orders with Maple Ridge Farms. Thank you. Which leaves 20%, 24% that says no, and 16% saying I give it a shot, but there's no luck. Okay, and the highest percentage of the barrier is that my customer does not ask for food gifts. Well, I mean, there's so many things that happen in life that I experience someone not asking for, right? Whether it's a coworker, my husband, and if they're not asking for it, folks, it's your job to be sharing with them that you are their platinum source of gourmet food gifts when it comes time for gifting, corporate gifting with the promotional gifts. Few things to ask about. Tell me about your holiday recognition program. Um, it very well may not be that they're gifting out food, but this allows a deeper dive in it. Share with me what you like about gifting. What are the pain points you've experienced in the past? What is the objective, the theme that you're trying to convey with the gift this year? These questions are going to pop back up at the end, because again, your customer may not be asking you for food. They don't even necessarily think of you for food because you service them in so many other areas. Let's turn that, let's flip it. Let's plant the idea with your clients that you do source some fabulous gifts for the holidays when it comes to food. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to start off with this lovely project. So this was an insurance company that wanted to provide their customers with a unique holiday gift. Typically, they would celebrate with their employees, but they wanted to sneak in some food along with some other items. They sent us a journal, mug, highlighters, hoodies, specific sizes to match with the recipients, a gift card for food delivery service, and a personalized note card. So with that, Maple Ridge Farms received all these other promotional items, and then we included a small premium delight red gift box with our bag of English butter toffee, and we matched up the sizes. Stacy, small; Joelle, small; Jamie, medium, and kitted that gift all together, sent it out to 40 of their employees. 40 may not sound big. Maple Ridge Farms loves it all, whether it's a 12-piece order or a 5,000-piece order. This 40-piece order was rather sophisticated because there was matching of sizes of different items. We launched that, we sent that out like the experts that we are with ease. They turned around and they then placed an order in that first quarter of that following year for another project, including food gifts. So, the scope of what you see on our website and our capabilities is, have a wealth of different resources that we can employ. Here was a unique approach. So pay attention to the full color ugly sleeve, that ugly sweater sleeve that's around the gift box. So this is a company that, again, wanted to kit a number of different items. It included some of our English butter toffee, our tasty peppermint bark, and then alongside of that, we took on a thoughtful token that came from the book company, ornament that matched the sleeve of the gift box from EMT, a portable speaker from Hirsch. And then with this, which I really like, you can see on that personalized card, there's a QR code. And that QR code then launched to a Spotify playlist of their favorite holiday songs. So what started off with just the idea of a food gift exploded into something much more grander and personal by the addition of these gifts included in it along with that QR code. So that full color approach on that gift box and that sleeve really can tie things together. And with that, here's a new approach with Maple Ridge Farms this year. We've included this sleeve around our cutting board. So this gift allows for 2 branding options. When you think about the branding options, keep that in mind because that's a value that Maple Ridge Farms has compared to where your clients may be purchasing food gifts, such as Costco or Harry and David. Our items are branded with their logo. This board is fire branded with your client's logo. And then this full color sleeve allows them to do whatever that they would like. And though this may not be ideal for Maple Ridge Farms, we offer greeting cards that are, $4 on a G that we can do. However, you could avoid that cost for your client because we are about value and include a message on that sleeve. It doesn't not need to be their logo as you see there. It could be a message. It could be, again, whatever theme, whatever objective they're trying to convey with the gift, that can be branded in that full color sleeve. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about full color. Same with this gift. This is an insert that goes into this beautiful crate that includes so many of our top selling our chocolates in this gift, the pecan turtles, the delicious English butter toffee, the chocolate covered almonds that I have no self-control of. I ask my husband to hide these when we get home and just give me a few at a time. But again, this is a full color approach that you can tie in a lot of different solutions in. fire branded in the front of the crate with their logo as well. Redemption programs, they are my favorite. Okay, because of this, you would say, Maple Ridge, I have a customer. They are going to launch this redemption site for their employees because they want to give their employees an option what they're selecting for the holidays. There are, this particular example, there was 4,000 employees. I can't tell you, Maple Ridge, if they're going to select one of your gifts or 4,000 of them. We're including 10 different items. So please be prepared, Maple Ridge, in case they do order 4,000 with proper inventory. And what are you going to do if they only order one? So that is all something we're very familiar with. I've actually came into work today with 2 different emails, very similar, not 4,000 employees, that would be spectacular. But redemption programs. And we sit at a 21% redemption that our gifts are chosen on these sites. This one actually was 20.79%. Out of the 10 gifts they put on this site, 21% ended up being Maple Ridge Farms. That's fabulous. And this is becoming more common. So when it comes to like, oh, my client, they're doing this redemption site, I need to create a pop-up store. What items am I going to include for them? They shouted out a few things they had in mind. Add food. Think of food. Send us an email. Let us know what budget we need to be at, and let us share some ideas, some virtuals. We can send over great imagery to be added on that. There will be success with that. Here was an event. It was a soapbox end user event, and the distributors got to select what suppliers they wanted to be added to this presentation because it was going to be for their end users. And one question was asked of the end users: when do you think of using food gifts? And the majority of them did say the holidays, right? Well, through discussion, we talked about different services that we offer, different celebrations that can take place, anniversaries, birthdays, milestones. And so with that, not only are we servicing their holiday gifts, but we are now included in different celebrations throughout the year. And we offer what is considered a fulfillment or a release program. A barrier that could come up for you or your client is like, ugh, food, like who stores that? How does it stay fresh? I don't want to I don't want to put that in our warehouse, and I don't want it to be in my office. There's no need for that. So with this project, the release program, you would place a blanket order. And let's just say they liked that slate board and that was fabulous, and they needed 50 that they were going to use throughout the year. You would place that order with us, and then each month you would send us the drop of who we need to release the freshly packaged gifts for. So we brand the board so they're ready to pop out. And then at the time that we get the release, we include fresh food gifts. So again, a barrier that could come up is, how does this taste? Let's give them a sample. But this is a great way to service throughout the year, the anniversaries, the milestones, the birthdays. It's a great program. So keep that in mind for a solution as well when it comes to food gifts. 31% of what we do is custom. So you could see our website and you could say that's great, but my client wants something different, or they don't want something that's on a website. They want to include the Hirsch speaker or the QR code. They want to substitute out the English butter toffee for that Churro toffee because they really enjoy that cinnamon toast crunch with that rum chata mix up when they tasted the Churro toffee. We can handle that all. If we count on you to supply us with the other promotional product. We don't know who you use for your coolers, for your pens, for your speakers. That's up to you. We would ask you up front, approximate size. We would price that appropriately. It's a very, very simple, easy process. So here's we have kosher gifts, right? Things as gluten-free. We don't have sugar-free items. I don't have this case history included in this presentation, but we can do that. That's our pleasure. Here was a situation. It was going to be 3 different gifts that they needed. They chose 188 of the kosher chocolate covered almonds in a wooden box. They chose 70 of the cookies in the crate. But in addition to that, they needed a next level tier in which we didn't have a kosher item at that price point. So we combined the 2 gifts, the chocolate covered almonds in the box, along with a cookie crate, and created that level of tier to match what they needed. This order was a $21,000 retail order. it's fabulous. Again, we love those. Nothing is beyond our level of sophistication for us to handle, and nothing is too simple for us to take pleasure in handling. So know this about the custom. This is just not a traditional approach. We can get crafty. Here is another approach where we've been servicing. This is going to be our 6th year of servicing this order. I can remember this this distributor. They deal with actually office supplies, but they're really trying to jam into the promotional aspect of things. So I'm working on this again for the 6th year. It's 4 different tiers, 4 different price points. I've worked with 3 different contacts at this distributor, not because they're overturning, they're just growing. And the contacts I've been working with have moved to different departments. But because it is such a simple process with Maple Ridge and it's our pleasure to service you, it's been an easy transition from each new contact of this distributor to create this approach for this gift. This sits 4 different gifts ranging from $61 to $173 retail, sits at about a $20,000 retail project. Many of these gifts has our fabulous coffee cake in it because they sampled it. It was delicious. They like it. Each year it's included it. So again, a non-traditional approach, and we can do it. What is new? All right. This is where I'm going to have the lovely Stacy take over.
Hello. Oh, there we go. Hi.
Hi.
You did great. Tough act to follow.
You got it, girl.
So as you saw, Maple Ridge has a billion solutions for amazing food gifts. Sweeter Cards does have amazing food inside as well, but we lead with the fact that we are a greeting card as well. So we are a gift and a card in one. So the gift inside is a sea salt caramel dark chocolate bar, but the outside is meant to do 2 things: either send gratitude, love, and appreciation to your employees, clients, stakeholders, or you can actually treat it like a brochure and do marketing messaging and, have it be an awesome piece of collateral for you at trade shows, events, as leave behinds when you're going to different organizations, even for you guys as distributors. So I'm going to walk through the 3 top categories that Sweeter Cards is a great fit with. I'll have Jamie scoot. Cool. So before I do that, I want to go over some of our fun facts. So first, every single inch of the card is customizable. So I will show you some in the coming slides. About 50% of them are our stock designs that we customize for your clients. And the other 50% is you or your clients doing them with our blank template. So we could go either way. We want people to feel like it's easy to be creative and thoughtful. So whether they use our design or create their own, both routes are really, again, easy, simple, and fun. So our chocolate is ethically sourced. We work with a family-owned chocolatier here in St. Louis. We're also woman-founded. I'm the woman, as I like to say. And then we employ adults with disabilities and also use recyclable card packaging. So to be honest, every single piece of the puzzle for Sweeter Cards is well thought out with intention, passion. Our partners are just as excited as we are. And so when Maple Ridge and I got to know each other, we were like, wow, we feel the same about every single component that we work with. Every bit of quality counts to us. And so through and through, you will see a quality overlap between Sweeter Cards and Maple Ridge. I like to think that Sweeter Cards and our customizable real estate is something that we'll see with, we'll bring to more Maple Ridge products as well in the future. So that overlap is going to really grow. Okay, so on to the case studies, Jamie, if you don't mind. I explained this already. Next. Okay, so the ways to use Sweeter Cards: trade show giveaways, employee appreciation, holiday gifts. Here's a long list that you can just quickly review. I'll go into greater detail on our top 3 in the next couple slides, but just know that the possibilities are endless with how customizable literally every single inch, even the sides, the top of the box, everything. Next, please. Okay, so trade shows and events. So I always like to start with this one because most people, when they think of the greeting card concept, they think of, sharing emotion, sending love, sending gratitude. But really, one of our biggest categories is trade shows and events. So our customers treat them like brochures. They design every single inch of it with information about their company, QR codes so that their recipient can convert on whether it's signing up for a meeting, booking, a conference room at a event space, any sort of activation you can do through a QR code is awesome to put on Sweeter cards. In the middle example, it's super teeny text, but you can see that you might be able to see that they put a schedule of events on that on those two inside flaps. So when their attendees got to the event, they had these as a room drop and they could see, hey, 9 a.m. is the keynote speaker, 10 a.m. is the, coffee in the lounge and so forth. So that was an awesome thing for these attendees to have all throughout the weekend of events. And then on the right, another great idea is galas. So this was an organization that put this on the plate at a gala. So it was like a welcome gift. It shared information about what the gala was celebrating. It said something like, we're so glad that you're here. So it was a really nice way to welcome people to a specific event. Also functions as the dessert, of course. So those are some of the key ways to use Sweeter cards that people actually don't totally recognize because they think, oh, they're food and it's a sweet card. But no, this is a very, very, very strong piece of marketing collateral because it looks like a brochure, acts like a gift. People are just like, oh my God, that is so clever. That is so adorable. And they attach that cleverness to the brand that's providing the gift. So it's a really great match on that front. Okay, moving on to the next case study here. Category case study, holidays. This is quite obvious. Sweeter cards should be in every single holiday gift that you do because everyone's sending out cards anyways. So why not put something amazing inside instead of just boring paper cards? So these three designs here actually were all done by our clients. So this one for City National Bank. I love what I call branch business, which is where a company has, 30 or 300 branches or offices across the country with 10 employees each, let's say. And we make sure that each branch gets the exact number of Sweeter cards they need. Everything gets drop shipped to those locations. You do nothing. And we love that we can be that cohesive gift that the entire company across the country gets. So that's what City National Bank did for their branches. This company in the middle, Securely, loved their cutesy design, really put the visuals and the graphics into it. And then on the right, this law firm, as you can tell, a little more buttoned up, a little more simple, but also a very classy and elevated design. So that's a no-brainer. We have a ton of holiday designs if you or your clients want to make it easy. But again, we have that blank template so you can do anything you want all the time, put any messaging, letters from the CEO, accomplishments for the year, goals for the next year, absolutely anything. Next, and I think our final slide for Sweeter cards is prospecting. So this is similar to that trade show vibe I was sharing before, but with so much custom real estate and so much ability to add text everywhere on this card, front and inside, and even the sides. They're really fun to prospect with. So actually all three of these was a mailing that we did for the customer. One was a recruiting firm who wanted to send, I think they sent 3,000 out to different HR teams around the country. They were very confident with their wording. We're better than your recruiter. As far as I know, it was very successful. And got a lot of people to call into book an appointment or go online and use their booking there. So that was great. And then these two here, there's ADP and Corpay, also sent these brochure-like prospecting gifts out to people. You can see on both of these, also used a QR code, also linked to their products, all of their capabilities as a business. So I would love for you all to rethink how Sweeter cards could be used, and not just a gift and not just a greeting card, but also as a very, very powerful piece of marketing collateral. Okay, that's it for me for now. I'll pass it back to Jamie. And if you have any questions or ideas, let me know. Oh, one other thing I always like to offer, please, please, please let us do virtuals for you. Since Sweeter cards is so visual of a concept, we love to create virtuals for your clients to see their brand and how it would look on a sweeter card. So if literally every single 41 people of you send me an email at orders@sweetercards.com with logos for your favorite clients, we'll have those virtuals back to you today, and you'll be able to see, your clients in work in action here. So
I'm like legit picturing myself at an event and like my hotel room scattered, my jewelry all over the counter, knowing I have an app that tells me where I need to be and when I need to be. Also, I have the folder that was included in my swag bag when I got there. But what I'm not going to misplace is that chocolate bar sitting on my counter, with the itinerary so I can see where I need to be. I mean, that's
totally.
yes.
And it's like a little booklet that you keep with you. And I always joke that, the bar itself is like cut into 8 little squares. And I'm like, if everyone just had like a square a day or
Yeah.
a square every, like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like we really make it easy for it to be like bite sized. And so because of that, they really do consume it over a few days. So they're great for events in that way. Now we do have the people who are like, this is so good, I'm going to eat the entire bar.
Yeah.
Which, like, the health nut side of my family, which is my husband, like, he would have words to say about that. But me, I'm like, go to town, take it all down,
Yeah.
Anyways.
Forget willpower. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. I like this is an awesome presentation. It really brings it to life with the different illustrations that you have. So thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to touch on company stores. I don't have a specific case study. I mean, outside of the fact that we had a company store program last year that wrote over $500,000 in net sales. It is a category that kind of goes unnoticed. If you do have programs in which you manage, I suggest right now to consider adding food to it. It does, 22% of our business does come from sales with company stores, and whether that is a traditional company store, a pop-up during the holidays, that 22% really is consumed in this fourth quarter for the holidays. That redemption program probably falls under the company stores, and we have a whole webinar that talks about it, but I wanted to touch base that if you are interested in this, get in contact with us. We offer 10% off on a number of different items and gifts that can be added to company stores. We're integrated with so many different platforms, Promo Standards, OMG, all the data, the imagery that you need. We have it available. We have a great presentation that we can share with you that shows the items that we offer at 10%. When adding our gifts to a company store, half the catalog minimum applies. There is no setup charge. It really offers your client a new idea when it comes to those popping into the stores and not just seeing the same type of branded gifts that they can select from. And this project I'm bringing up because I know it's the holidays, but I just want to think broader than this because it pulls in the kitting aspect, it pulls in the customization. This order we have been servicing for 7 years. It takes place in March at the launch of baseball, and it entails an insurance company that is launching their sales competition. And none of those items are we carry in our line. We don't have Cracker Jacks, Skittles, peanuts, whatever, but they said Maple Ridge. We want this gift to include some baseball theme. The sleeve of the gift box needs to, here's the artwork. It's baseball related. Here's some little treats because the treats are not really what is going to be impactful. Our gift is really being a vessel of communication, and it's to share what the new sales competition is. And considering some of the earnings or the winnings in which they can earn is tickets to the World Series. We've had the pleasure to do this for the last 7 years. It's 1,125 shipping to individual locations, $28,000 retail project. And it's interesting because our contact has moved to another distributorship, and we have earned that project through the new distributorship as well. So again, a crafty approach in which we can help you the solution with. We do have, kind of bouncing back to company stores, we have no minimum gifts. So if you have a site that you have just on demand, one piece, we have a solution for that. We have about 9 gifts that we offer, branded tasty treats that you can add that to your company stores. Or if someone's looking for condolence or a wedding gift that can be used for that as well. Know this about Maple Ridge if you don't. I mean, you could place the order now and we ship fresh product at the time of your requested delivery. We've been getting holiday gifts all year round. We process the paper aspect of things and we do everything on the front end. And then come December 2nd, when you want it to ship, is when we put the gifts together. That's important to share with your client. Costco does not do that. These are freshly made gifts with quality food products. Get them a sample. Let them enjoy the pleasure of tasting Maple Ridge Farms. 79% of people say that food has ability to bring people together. Though this was not Maple Ridge, last night I went out to eat with 7 different family members and the food was not good. Not good. And I didn't care because there was so much laughter and it was a pleasurable experience. Now, hearing a pleasurable experience with the quality food of Maple Ridge Farms, this is where that repeat order of 62% comes into play. And we have orders that may not repeat 1 year. We touch base with them and that end recipient did not get their food gift. It is common that that comes back to us the year after they didn't get it because it has been such a huge success with loving the quality and the value that Maple Ridge Farms adds. Here's a little chart, I mean, folks don't want to be wasting time looking for what's not their expertise, branded food gifts. The convenience of working with Maple Ridge Farms is by far adds to the value in which we do when it comes to servicing your orders and for you and your client. The value, the quality, it's all branded with your client's logo, not literature of Harry and David or that of Costco and where the food might be from China. You need to keep this in mind when you're talking with your client with the idea of their holiday gifts and you bring up the idea of food because they're not asking you. You want to explain to them the value that you offer to them. It could be that your buyer is not the one that is purchasing food gifts. Goes back to that question, ask them what they do for recognition during the holidays with their employees, their vendors, their clients, whatever it may be. A referral with the person that you are doing business with to another contact within the company, whether it's marketing, HR, it could be the significant other of the partner at that firm that runs down to Trader Joe's and puts something together. I think about, as a distributor, the more you service your client, the more I say get your claws in them. It's not a vicious, right? The more you service your client, the more they're going to count on you, the more value you add. Add to that with the idea of food gifts. Very soon they're going to have the idea for what they're gifting for the holidays wrapped up. 46% of the orders come in November. The question can come up, well, when's the last date you can accept orders for the holidays, Christmas? There's not an end date. We do such a great job marketing our early order discounts up front that as we approach the holidays, our production time actually decreases. So don't think there's ever a too late time to talk to your client about the holidays, but also know the time is now. For those who, well, once the food is gone, what's left behind? My client is about sustainability, reusability. We design our gifts to be earth friendly, and on average, less than 3% of any of our gifts goes to the landfill. We have all sorts of stories that support this. So if you're working with a client that is conscientious in this category, let us know and we can provide you that content to share with them. Same goes to those who have a community conscious approach to them. If it's like, hey, we've been dabbling with the idea of doing a charitable donation. We've actually had that on redemption sites where we're included with a number of different items, one being that they could select something to go back to charity. We have a number of different gifts where 15% of the profits goes back to our local Habitat for Humanity. If you have a client that says, hey, that's great, but we have a strong affiliation with the Boys and Girls Club or another organization, talk with us, right? Communicate with us. We can reallocate those resources to make this gift for your client involve all that they desire. I love getting what I want. It's not necessarily as good for me, but I still go for it. So let's do that for your client. Okay, how do you go to market? I know that was one of the barriers. I just don't know how to go to market with food. That's when you email us or call us. We would never just send you to our website to pull information. We're here to really help develop a relationship and a partnership. But email signatures, we have great lifestyle images, adding food to your website, the social media platforms. We have a number of different put together, done deal. You take it, pop it on your social site, and it's complete. Really effortless, free for you. So let's be in touch on some of these and how we can help service this. Again, same with Stacy in regards to your virtuals all day long. We support that. Send us 3 logos of clients of yours that you think kind of fit the idea of food. We'll come up with some really tasteful imagery for you and send that over for you to share. Ask the question, right? I mean, I have a 14-year-old son who is too shy to ask anything and doesn't go for what he wants in life. And I'm really helping him develop that, because you can ask these questions in a diplomatic way, which really shows your client that you care about the relationship and how you're servicing them. So these questions are key, and kind of diving deeper with your client and servicing them. I also have an 11-year-old. She asks for everything she wants and she typically gets it. That's the flip side of parenting and managing that. Needless to say, she's kind of like me. But okay, how can we help you go to market? We have a sales tool portion on our website that offers all sorts of e-catalysts, like lifestyle images, marketing graphics. Again, it's so robust that it's blows my mind, but it's also so robust that it could be a tad bit overwhelming for you. And that's why we have the 200 years of experience sitting out here at Maple Ridge Farms to help you out. Okay, so beyond our website, what do we offer? We offer virtuals. If you say, Maple Ridge, I need a storyboard. I want to just have an entire presentation that looks like I put it together to send to my client, and I don't want to necessarily or have time to put effort into it. Could you help me out? Most certainly. That's our pleasure. Lean on us. We offer spec and randoms at 50% off. We just ran a promotion with a larger distributor, and they sent us 200 spec samples last month. They're doing a contest internally to see what happens. I cannot wait to see what takes place with this distributor and the business that they're going to write this 4th quarter. So the easiest way to sell Maple Ridge is to share the idea and the experience of having the pleasure of tasting it, touching it, feeling the quality of our gift boxes. So you open the gift box and you take out the food. Our gift box don't crumble into one another. It is a tasteful, classy, branded gift that offers a reusable approach. Send out a sample. It's our pleasure to support that. If you don't know what you're purchasing and gifting out for the holidays, think of Maple Ridge, folks. We are offering 20% until the end of this month. This coffee cake, I deny it at any point that I can, because when I do fall a victim to it, I am certainly guilty of devouring it. Keep us in mind when it comes to your self-promotions. We're certainly here to support that. We're offering 20% till the end of the month, can ship as late as December 2nd. Early order 10% into the end of this month for your clients. This can make a difference, when you're looking at different tiers of gifts, and it can certainly be an incentive to kind of prod your client into getting their order now. They may say, well, I don't know, last year we purchased 50, but this year we have more employees. I'm not quite sure where we're at. Get the order to us, and the final details can come later in November. We will hold the order, you can say list to follow, final quantity to follow, artwork to follow, whatever it may be. The number of incomplete orders that we get at this time of the year is substantial, and we're accustomed to that. So we have a process in place for all of that. Okay. Your call to action is to ask some of those questions of your client that I presented earlier and to tap into us. Here is my contact information. Send me an email with those virtuals with questions you may have. If this wonderful presentation was overwhelming, that's okay. We are the experts. You can simply say, Jamie, can we have a call? I need to slow it down. I want to tap into this. I need some help. I don't know, was there any questions in the chat box?
Jamie and Stacy, yes, great presentation. We have a lot of excitement. people looking for more case studies. They love the case studies you presented. They love the different industries that you talked about because maybe people don't think about food gifts for some of the industries. So if they were looking for additional case histories, Jamie, where would you suggest
Right
to
on.
go?
Okay. So back on our website under, under that sales tool on our website, there's a case history tab and there's a plethora of case histories there. You know, the question does come up, hey, like what kind of markets traditionally purchase food for the holidays? I've kind of shed that because I've seen it all. You know, I mean, there's an order that we work on with a company and the end recipients is a poultry company. But if you're going to target who you're looking for, there is content on here as well, a little wheelhouse of, you know, financial companies, insurance, construction, healthcare. If you have 100 clients and you want to narrow it down, we can help you out with that as well.
Thank you. Stacy, some great questions about sweeter cards. They just wanted to talk about more about pricing of sweeter cards.
Absolutely. So, are you pulling up the site? Oh, no.
Yeah.
So they start at $7.79 net and with a minimum of 36, then they go down from there. So, you know, and if you have EQP, it could be closer to $7. So generally for a minimum, it's around $7 to $8, depending on your arrangement with Maple Ridge Farms. And then when you get to the hundreds or even thousands, the price does drop pretty significantly. So volume's definitely on your side for sweeter cards. So if you do have a large order that you need a quote for, please just let us know. You can email orders@sweetercards.com. We also, which we didn't touch too much on, we have cookies as well. So it's 2 sugar cookies that fit inside a sweeter card, or standard one, I should say, or we have a mini card, which has 1 cookie inside. So the point I'm trying to make is that we have different price points available to you, whether it's the chocolate, the 2 cookies, the 1 cookie. And then in larger quantities, we have a significant price drop. So please make sure you keep us in mind for quoting those large ones out. Someone also asked about kitting. So kitting's amazing. Sweeter Cards is perfect for that because we become that romance card that goes inside every kit, but we're also one of the gifts. So you're sort of getting a 2-for-1 value there, and you're doing it a lot more thoughtfully and creatively. So if you are working on kits for the holidays, please be in touch. To me, that's like, I want every sweeter card to be in every curated gift this year, because we do, again, hit that 2-for-1 kind of product at a great price point when you consider that, especially.
Stacey, I know some people have talked about, you know, kitting just even like the charcuterie board or one of our hams so that you have
Totally.
the savory of the Maple Ridge Farms cheeses or hams, and then you get to end it with this delicious dark chocolate caramel bar. Like you get all the goodness in one package.
Totally. That's a great idea. And I know that's something that a lot of our teams have been quoting out, is combining a sweeter card with any of the Maple Ridge gifts. So, you know, there's even a lot of full color options that Maple Ridge does, that you could match the sweeter card to, which makes it look like a really beautiful, cohesive gift. You know, designs that are cohesive are very important to me personally. So if you do, you know, pair the two, it's a great opportunity to make, you know, to elevate your client's brand and the gift itself. So
Thank you. Stacey, there was another one that I thought you could hit on as well. Somebody was looking for printed cookies, and I said, what's better than printed cookies than
yeah,
Stacey's sugar cookie?
totally. So Joelle put up this, you can see the mini cookie here where it says NASDAQ. So that is a sweeter card half size, and it fits 1 cookie. I'd say the printed cookies kind of like scare me, like all the food dye. And I don't know, there's something about it that I'm like, so I prefer to print on the card and have the cookie be in its like I don't know. The dye scares me for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm like, don't dye the cookie, dye the sweeter card, the paper, because paper's meant to be dyed, and then eat a real good cookie, you know? So I do love sweeter cards when you are looking for a custom cookie as an alternative. Plus, on a custom cookie, a lot of that, you know, the printing comes out blurry. You're not putting a QR code on a cookie and thinking it's going to convert. So sweeter cards can like really elevate that thought from your clients. Like, oh, we want a branded icing cookie, like, oh, how about an even better idea?
Stacey,
It's funny,
didn't you, on your Sweeter Cards cookies, don't you sprinkle salt on the top of the Sweeter Card cookies too, kind to match the chocolate, right? So you have the sweet and the salt?
Yeah, good thought. So for the sugar cookie, no salt. It's all sugar all day. But we do have a chocolate chip cookie that we do sprinkle sea salt
Okay.
over as well, because we do want to match the sea salt caramel dark chocolate vibe with the chocolate chip cookie that we do as well. So yes, our chocolate chip cookie is a sea salt drizzled chocolate chip cookie. It's always a mouthful with these cookie flavors, you know?
Thank you.
thinking about the ingredient on the back of a printed cookie versus your cookie, and like I'd imagine I'm going to be reading some things that I don't know how to pronounce.
Yeah, totally. But I mean, like, I eat some of that stuff all the time, but
Yeah.
why not? If there's another solution, do it I think also a little bit more modern. I think some of those branded cookies like totally have a place, but I
Stacey,
like
there's another question. Okay,
Oh,
so you
yeah.
have the sugar cookie, you have the caramel dark chocolate sea salt, and
Mhm.
then is there any other options?
So, yep, we have a milk chocolate as well. It's delicious. But I will say like 98% of our orders are still with our signature flavor. People just are obsessed with it. And we just are sort of under the like, why change a good thing? But we do offer milk as well. So we've got sea salt caramel dark chocolate, a milk chocolate, a sugar cookie, and then a chocolate chip cookie with sea salt on top. Those are the 4.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well,
Jane?
Next year, we will definitely have more things in the Sweeter Cards that Maple Ridge is known for. For instance, I'm just putting it out there, even though we haven't totally committed to it because I need us to commit to it. But the toffee,
Yeah. Talk about it.
toffee. Like, I cannot wait till toffee goes into Sweeter Cards. It's gonna be good.
Possibilities are endless, right?
Yep.
And delicious. Jamie, in the beginning of your presentation, you talked about, I think it was your first case history. I don't know if you can slide back to that one. They were looking for like a price point that they 40-person employee gifts.
Back.
You remember that one?
Um,
Do you know what
okay.
the price point was?
I mean, good question. The thing is too, like, we don't necessarily will know the end result of a whole entire kitted price point, because we might say, hey, this $40 gift needs to be $200 retail. And I would say, well, I'm not quite sure what you're, paying for the journal or the robe. What does our net budget need to be for the food portion of it? So we don't always know the end result of what the item is when it's all kitted, because we're only invoicing for the food.
Sounds good.
I did not touch on production time. Our standard production time is 5 working days from the receipt of the complete order if we're shipping to one location. If we're shipping to multiple locations, it's 10 days. However, please don't ever let your client not spend their resources, right? If it's like, hey, Maple Ridge, it's Tuesday, they need this in hands on Monday, this is what they can spend, what can you make happen? We can make remarkable things happen. I'm always afraid, like once your client stops spending money in a particular project, that they're not going to get that money again next year. Not being greedy by any means, I would just continue to want to help service your client. So.
Jamie and Stacey both can hit on this one. Any concern with shipping chocolate?
Sure. There's a concern. However, because we've been doing this for 45 years,
Yeah.
our logistics team has it licked. We look at temperatures, we look at transit time. We have insulation and ice when we need it. Come the holidays, we're shipping everything ground, and we like the idea of asking for an enhanced date versus a ship date, because you'll notice often we'll ship on a Thursday or a Friday, and the question comes up like, gosh, this doesn't seem to make sense. You're having this sit somewhere over the weekend. Well, that somewhere is somewhere cold, folks. I mean, I'm wearing hat and mittens already here in Wisconsin. So intentionally, we ship it on a Thursday or Friday, so it's sitting somewhere cool, then to be delivered that next week ground. So it's good. I mean, we want to be transparent. We want to talk about your concerns to offer you an understanding of it as well.
And with sweeter cards, so a lot of the business we do is drop shipping one card to one recipient. And so what we do is we will drop ship throughout the fall and into the spring, obviously through winter, of course. But when it's summer and super hot, for drop ship campaigns, we'll only do the cookies. So if you're sending 100 sweeter cards to an event in Florida, just like Jamie said, we have insulated boxes. We ship either ground or expedited, depending on where it is in the country, and we know best, and we do a really great job at that when we're shipping in bulk. So we've shipped to Vegas in the heat of summer, thousands at a time, and it all goes swimmingly. But when we're drop shipping to one single recipient, the experience of receiving all of that ice and all of that insulation for one single card, we don't love it. So that's why we switched to just doing the cookies, so that we don't need any of that insulation, and it is this very beautiful unboxing experience without all the ice and materials. So a little more complicated of an answer, but nonetheless, same as Jamie. We know what we're doing, and we'll steer you in the right direction at any point.
Thank you, ladies.
For those who have not had the pleasure of working with Maple Ridge Farms, you are in good hands. I mean, it's our pleasure. If it doesn't make sense to us, we're not going to do it. We want to add that value. So when Stacy says if something arrives and someone's unpacking it, and sure there's a gift, but they're questioning, wow, this kind of seems a little bit daunting in regards to packaging. We do a great job. We would love to bring you on board. It was a pleasure to spend time with you today. I always probably do this all day. Could this just be our job, talking to folks like this? It would be great. Thanks for hanging on tight. We went like 53 minutes, which is fabulous.
Okay, I got 2 more questions. These are great questions.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh, people.
I know. Going back to the chocolate question and shipping. I mean, Maple Ridge ships a lot of packages ground. So does chocolate have to, do you have concerns with chocolate and it having to go 2-day or next day air?
Again, so depending upon when we're shipping it, when we have if it's above 75 degrees, then we're looking for it to be delivered in 3 days, because our ice and insulation lasts for 3 days. So you could send us a list of 40 individuals or different locations, and our team would then go through it and say, okay, this is 3 days, that's good. 3 days, good. This is 4 days. We're going to have to talk to them about potentially sending this via 3-day method. So the concerns that come up are addressed when we're talking to you, and then when the order's placed and we're taking a look at things. But come the holiday season and what we're heading into, I'm not going to act as if there's not a time where we need to call and say something needs to go. Southern Florida, it's warm, of expedited method. But for the majority, everything does ship ground.
What's interesting also is that we've been doing this for 45 years, and it's not just in the front end that we are looking at your ship to address and the weather, but while it goes all the way through out to production, to our shipping, everybody is very attentive to all of those aspects, and they want your package to arrive perfect as well. Last question, I think that I'm not sure if we hit on this, but when we talked about kitting, ladies, there was a question, do we charge for kitting? How does kitting work?
Yeah, I mean, how it would work. I mean, I would say, yes, there is a charge for kitting. Is there oh, it's going to be X amount per item? No, because it just depends. So if someone says to me, hey, Maple Ridge, we really like this charcuterie board. In addition to that, we're going to send you this tumbler and a journal. I would say, great. Do you have a link to those items so we could get a general idea of the size of that, so we can then determine what necessary packaging that we need to put the product in? And with that, that tumbler, does it come in a box? Do you want the tumbler to remain in that box? Do you want us to take that tumbler out? And there's a series of questions that need to be asked. And depending upon the cost and labor, because there is that cost, we will appropriately price that out, and that becomes a custom gift, which we would work with you on for that pricing.
Sounds great. Okay, I think that's all the questions.
Okay. Well, thank you, ladies, for Stacey and Joelle. Thank you all to the 41 or 44 of us that did this today. We appreciate your time. Let's get some tasty orders in the mix.
Yeah. All right, guys.
We're here for you.
See you on the next webinar, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.